All right, everybody, it's Steve back in the shop again. As promised, I'm going to make another video. It's kind of a follow-up. I've been working on this 300. I took this front end loader off. The other day when I made the video, I already had this section off. I managed to get the flange off of here. I guess you call it the uprights, flange, whatever you want to call it. Been working on this, kind of give you an update here, some progress. I've been working on putting it back in its original configuration. I put the leveling bracket and cylinder back on it. I unlocked the hitch, the 2-point on the back. I've had it locked in the upright position for about 30 years, and drove the locking pin out of there and found a cylinder. It's actually a cross brand cylinder, but it's a knockoff of an International with the if you recognize the way the lines hook up, and you can't see it, but it's also got a tube that runs from the top to bottom underneath there. I'm going to get this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway, fortunately, I kept the bracket on the shelf. I dug it out and put it back on. Set me up some quick connects. I took all the old hydraulics off the loader. Put me some quick connects on here, so I'll have all that set up and ready to go. Let's see, what else have I been doing here? I'm going to, over the course of the next several months, I'm going to pull this tractor apart and probably change the clutch. Most likely rebuild the engine. The old engine, it's been running okay, but it's tired. It's very tired. Smoke's pretty good when you first crank it up. Like I say, I've had this tractor since '95-ish, and I've done some ridiculous stuff with it. It was my go-to tractor for many, many years, with the loader on it, bush hogging, loading work. I pulled a plow with it, busted some farrow ground. I bought a farm many years ago. I mean, you name it, I've done it with this old machine. Baled with it, ran a square baler with it. But I've since retired, and the machine has too. So I'm going to rebuild it. But I have, all the years that I've had this tractor, believe it or not, it had an H carburetor on it, an H Farmall carburetor. You can see here. I took the carburetor apart. The tractor had been sitting for the past several years, so I took the carburetor off to clean it up. I've actually got a real 300 carburetor, according to the part number there. I looked up the part number. This particular carburetor, the part number was 361525R92. I've got a new float, got a kit. It was missing the idle jet. I've got one of those ordered, and for some odd reason, it's missing the choke mechanism in it. This particular, the later carburetors, the Stage 2 Super M's, 300, 400, 350, 450s, 560s, all of them, the choke was on the right side, unlike the M where the choke came out on the left side. So I guess they were getting hung up on trees and bushes when they come to the end road and make you turns or whatever. They got smart and hid the choke between the carburetor and the block. Kind of protected it so it didn't get hung on stuff. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to probably end up putting that H carburetor back on there. Whoever did that prior to me getting it, they changed the manifold and all because an H carburetor, an H manifold, the difference is right here between an H and an M, or 300 I should say. So the 300 carburetor will fit on an H, on an M, and vice versa. I don't want to get into an argument over jet size and all that kind of stuff, but this right here is different. The flange size is different, so I'm going to have to get rid of this. This is an M manifold. I'll be taking that off. I've got an M engine over there, so it'll be put to good use most likely. Like I said, I'm gonna be taking this thing apart. This tractor is a factory factory TA delete. Thank the Lord. I'll take it apart anyway. There's a boatload of seals and whatnot in here that I know will leak. I've got a brand new set of brakes for it, brake pads. And other than, I'm going to soak it down in oven cleaner, take a pressure washer to it before I disassemble everything. Now this right here is supposed to be a section of hose, a piece of metal, and another section of hose. And I've actually got, I was over there looking just a minute ago, I've actually got that piece of metal in question. It's the same thing goes on an H. It's this little gimmick right here. This one seems to be in pretty good shape. I'm not going to condemn it just yet. It might end up getting used. I'm not real sure. We'll find out. I'll give it a little more